Alright, so I've turned off the light in here and I brought in my little LED light. And I just want to use my little sensor here to see if there's any voltage up in there, because I've got the light switch turned off. And it's not sensing anything, so that's good. So we know we can work freely in there without risk of getting shocked. Alright, so I have this other can here that will mount. And I already have it traced out on the wall here where it's going to go. We have to just cut right here. And that's a cement block wall back there, so we're going to just anchor it with 2 screws into that cement block wall and we'll be fine. But there's another issue too you got to take into account here, because alright, so we'll cut this hole here, but is it big enough that we can reach our fingers back in there and undo the other cables and run them through here, you know? So if not, we may have to scrap this idea and just cut a huge opening here to allow us to work in there and then patch it back up when we're done. Well, you can see what we found here when we cut our hole here for the new outlet box. It was right smack dab in front of a pipe. Of all places for them to run a pipe. This happens a lot in condos, unfortunately. So we're going to have to improvise here. And you know, look at that, right smack dab in the middle of our opening too. With odds like that, you wonder why you can't ever win the lottery. So we decided to open this up a little more to see what's going on, and we can see that our romex cables are coming into the box from above. So we're going to have to disassemble them out of that box and try to get them to shift over to here. What we have to do now is we have to get a different can. We can't use the can that we had. We have to get a special can that's about a 1/2 inch thick, and we can still bolt it to either side of the pipe onto the cement wall there. But we cannot use the can that we have here. It's just too big. So if you try to fit it in here, you can see. So there I stuck it in place, and you can see it sticks out too far. At the very least, it's got to be flush with the surface of the drywall. It cannot protrude. It cannot stand proud or forward from that front face of that drywall there. So we are going to have to get the thinner can. Alright, so here's the solution we got here. See, it's a small can, very narrow, shallow depth can. This is a 1/2 inch. And so what we will do with it is it will go like right in here. See how we got it right there? It's going to fit right there. You got plenty of room there. We'll knock out 2 of these knockouts on the left, and the wire will come in from behind it, and there's plenty of space back there to run the wires behind it there, see? You're looking at probably 2 inches of depth back there, so you have plenty of room for the wires to... We have another solution here we could possibly use, and that's this can. Even though this is really an outlet box, it's not really a light box, but it doesn't matter. If you can make your bracket screw to this thing, and it'll be, you know, just fine. This is a little thicker. This is 1 inch. So this will give you more room to play with, and you can have the wires come in from the top instead of the back, in case you're worried about whether you have enough space in the back there for the romex to bend. And they also have a couple here on the bottom there as well. And it comes with these little black connectors to run the wires through there on the bottom. So I think we will be going with the round one in this case. This would be a perfect time, if you haven't already, to hit the subscribe button down below. And once you hit that subscribe button, you'll see that little gray bell. Click on that, and that will alert you to every time we put a new video, so that you'll never miss a video. And also, if you like our video here, you can click on the thumbs up button down below. That lets us know that you like us. And any questions you have, please enter them in the comments down below too. Alright, before we go to secure this, I wanted to point something out to you. This is very, very important. Now, since this is only a 1/2 inch thick, okay, but anyway, in our case, we're going to be just fine, because he's going to sit right here and he'll be in front of the pipe. And we're just going to anchor on either side of the pipe through these holes with Tapcons. Alright, now if you look here, we could have moved this other can over. It does fit. Problem is, they used a thicker can, and so it would not fit. It'll be a butt up against the pipe there, and it would still stick out in front of the wall. So even though it's a nice idea, at least we'll know the wires can move over, and we'll just fit it through our 1/2 inch. And it opens up a leak in the middle of it. So those are always things you want to avoid. just having two
Put our
dissimilar
cable
metals
clamps on there.
touching.
It's best to do
I don't
things
even
like
like
this
having
now
two
when you can get at
copper
it.
pipes touching. And then we'll feed our two romex cables there through these. Okay, so if you notice here, when we pull the can out, you can see the builder had chopped out this big huge hole in the cinder block wall there. That's a cement block wall. Presumably to fit this into it, which is stupid because it doesn't even go that far back. So they wasted their time and effort doing that. And they had ended up just screwing this into that little piece of furring strip that they put in there. So I don't know why they did that, but we see that a lot where builders will cut out a hole in the cement wall for their outlets and then they don't even cement them in, or they do a little bit and do a really half-baked job. And we always have to come back in later and ooze all the way around it with PL adhesive to get it to hold. And here you can see now we've gone ahead and put the romex cables through the back of our can. And all you do is you run it through, you run the romex cable through, and you screw these Phillips heads down here, and it makes them nice and tight. You let the romex come in about 1/4 of an inch into the can here, and then the wires will spread out from there. So now we can hook all of these up, do what we need to do. Okay, so we are securing that piece of wood there to the concrete with that blue Tabcon screw. So now we can screw the can here right into the wood. Alright, so the can is now nicely secured to the wood block. Got the wires are coming in here now, and what we've done here is, remember, this is a metal box, and by National Electric Code, the rules are you have to bond the metal box to ground. So what I do is I grab one of the ground wires that comes in. This is coming in from the line pair. This is what controls the light here. So we run the ground around the ground pin here and tie it into the other ground wire coming into the other, from the other set of wires. So now you have both of these pairs of wires. Their grounds are bonded to this box, and the box is now bonded to the system ground. And then through the ground screw we have this green wire here, which is another ground wire that's going to go attached to the light, to the bracket that comes, and we screw in the bracket here. Okay. So now we're going to tie in all of these wires where they're supposed to be. Now you can see I added a little note in here. It says danger, water pipe behind this. So if anybody ever comes doing any work in here later on, they'll see that and they won't start drilling around and messing around behind that thing. Alright, so I've started to do the wiring. I'm tying the white wires together. These are the neutrals. And I'm using my Wago 221. This is a wiring, they call it they're lever nuts. And what it is you hook all your wires together with it. And so here you just simply stick the wire in like that. So here it is right here. And I'm going to leave the white wire sticking straight out because when I put the ring, the bracket that comes on for the light, it's going to go right around it. That has to come out through the middle. So now we're going to do the same thing for the black wires. The reason why we're tying both of these black wires together is this switch that's down here is what supplies power to the light. So when I turn that switch on, this upper black wire here becomes energized from the switch. So I am also going to tie it to this black wire here because this pair of wires here goes up into the ceiling here and it comes over here to the ceiling fan. So whenever I turn that vanity light on, this ceiling fan comes on. So that's the way we're going to tie these together. Alright, we'll just do the black pigtail here. And he goes. And snap it closed. And what I like about these Wago wiring nuts is whenever you're tight for space like you see here in these narrow cans, these really come in handy for you. They make things a lot easier to mash all the wires down. Alright, so there you are now. All three of our wires, the black wire, which is the hot wire, which has the 120 line volts on it, and the white neutral wire and the green ground wire. They're all poking out in the middle, ready to go. These wires are tucked in nicely. And let's see if we can take a look around the back there. So that's what it looks like back there. So see how we're nicely spaced in front of the pipe there? And as far as that big hole in the block there, big enough to hold Jimmy Hoffa, we're not going to do anything about that. We're just going to patch up the drywall. Alright, so now we have the bracket on there. So now what we're going to do is make sure that it's nice and level, which you can see it is by the bubble there. Alright, so there's the bracket in place, and now I'm just going to use the spirit level here to make sure everything's nice and straight vertically. This has to be perfectly vertical here, because you've seen my light, it's that long horizontal rope light. So if this part isn't vertical, then the light itself will be crooked. But there you can see it's nice and centered there. So we can go ahead and tighten that down. Alright, so you can see now we've got two pieces of wood here screwed into the drywall to act as a backing for this drywall piece that I cut. So I cut this kind of funky looking shape here to kind of fit right around the can there, see? So it all fits in there pretty nice like that. I'm just going to screw this in. Then after that we'll tape it and mud it. Alright, we have everything taped up. Now we're going to start the mudding process. Alright, so we'll just smooth it out a little more. We'll let it dry overnight and we'll sand it down tomorrow. And if it needs any additional layers, we'll put on more. But we'll see if we can't get all this done in one layer. It's hard to believe we had to use every one of these tools here just to move a little light box over. Okay, so we're done sanding here. I always use a vacuum on my sanders. I don't want any dust at all when I'm doing this. And you also want to make sure you wear a dust mask too whenever you're doing this sanding. And you can see here we've got a couple of layers down and we've got it sanded nicely. So we're going to go ahead and paint this now. Alright, so we've gone ahead and painted around this Vanity light fixture box here, the outlet box. And once this paint dries, you'll never even know that we had moved this light outlet box over 6 inches to the right from where it was. So it will be nice and centered over our mirror. Alright, so we've got the light fixture pretty much connected here. So we have the ground wire gets connected to the ground wire coming out of the can, and the black wire, which is the hot wire, which has the high voltage, gets connected to the other black wire coming out of the can. And the white wire, which is the neutral, also gets connected to the white wire coming out of the can. So now the circuit is complete, and we're going to fire it up and see how it looks. There, see? So the light came on, looks nice. Now we're going to just secure it to the bracket. Alright, so now the light has been attached, and we're going to rehang the mirror and make sure everything is nice and centered here. Alright, so here's the finished product. And I wanted to get your opinion of this new type of LED light. This is a single LED light. It just looks like a rope, I guess. Let's kind of go in and take a look at it. So let me know in the comments below what your opinion is of this light, if you think that looks nice or not. So I hope this video was useful for you, and if it was, we'd appreciate it if you give us a thumbs up down below, right down here in the button there. And you can also click on the subscribe button below so that you can come back and watch many more useful videos as we put out new videos every week for you. And any questions you have, just leave them in the comments below and we'll answer them for you. And that's it for this video for this week, folks, and we will see you on the next one.